Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Drew back again with another video for all you American soccer fans out there. And in this video, we're going to talk about one of the most anticipated and hyped up games so far in MLS coming up this week, that being LA Galaxy versus LAFC, or as some of you might call it, El Trafico. Now in this video, we're going to break down each team, talk about how I think they will do in this coming game on Friday, and we're also going to talk about the rivalry itself and whether or not El Trafico is one of, if not the best rivalry right now in MLS. So let's just get on with it and talk about it. Before we go ahead and talk about each team, let's first break down the rivalry itself, El Trafico as a whole. This rivalry / derby is obviously between LA Galaxy and LAFC that was only really started last year in 2018 when LAFC had their first inaugural season in MLS. And it kicked off in a terrific, dramatic way. Let me put this in perspective for you guys. LAFC has yet to win a game against LA Galaxy, despite being one of the better teams so far recently in MLS last season and this season especially. LAFC has struggled to really defeat their local rivals, LA Galaxy. The first game in El Trafico back in 2018, LAFC were up 3-0 at halftime against LA Galaxy, a game where everyone thought it was dead set and done. LA Galaxy were deflated. They just weren't in the game. Everyone doubted them. Your boy Drew, even tweeted back then. I said, you know what, LAFC is just too much for LA Galaxy. There's a new team in town, and that's LAFC. But then Zlatan Ibrahimovic made his MLS debut, and what a wonderful debut it was. Even despite being 3-0 up at halftime, LA Galaxy, with the help obviously of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, comes back and defeats LAFC, winning 4-3 to end the first El Trafico meeting between these two teams. And from there on, the rest was history. Each meeting between these two teams is going to be full of hatred, going to be full of bitterness. Obviously, LA Galaxy always having LAFC's number, so that's something that LAFC is going to want to change this weekend when they face off against their arch rivals. But the question is, can they do it this time? What makes it so different? What makes this team different than they were last year? Well, let's go ahead and break down each team, talk about how their season is going, and then obviously I'll give you guys my prediction as to who I think is going to go ahead and win this game. Let's start off first with LAFC, who I think has been the best team in MLS this season by a long shot. And I say that with confidence because of the stats they've had so far, having only lost 2 games so far this season and being the most scoring team in the league with 53 goals scored. The closest team that has come the closest to scoring as many goals as LAFC is the Eastern Conference leaders, my boys Philadelphia Union, with 39 goals, which clearly is not that close to 53 goals. And LAFC has also been the team who has conceded the least amount of goals out of all teams in the league with 17 goals. So they've got a good defense. They've got a killer attack. What can they do against LA Galaxy? That is the main question. Let's talk about the players now in LAFC, starting with the back. Tyler Miller, the goalkeeper, 16 games played, 6 clean sheets. I think it's a pretty solid record. He's had a pretty solid season, conceding only 17 goals so far with the help of his good defense, good pressing from LAFC's defense and midfield all over. Another big part of the conceding least amount of goals is Walker Zimmerman, who has had a really strong campaign so far in MLS. A contender, I'd say, for MLS Defender of the Year. Aaron Long has got his money, he's got to be running from Walker Zimmerman, because I think Walker Zimmerman is the best defender right now in MLS. Now onto the attack, where LAFC really seems to shine. Of course, with Diego Rossi and Carlos Vela leading the line. Diego Rossi, 16 games played, 8 goals and 3 assists. Carlos Vela with 16 games played as well, 16 goals and 6 assists. That is a tremendous goal scoring record for both players. A really big threat for LA Galaxy, who doesn't seem to have the defense, I'd say, and at least in my opinion, to keep up with the form that Carlos Vela and Diego Rossi are in right now. It just seems that LAFC does have players who are in decent, great form all around in every single position that they got, hence why they are in pole position to become Supporter Shield champions. Let's head over to the other side of Los Angeles with LA Galaxy. Now, LA Galaxy in third place in the Western Conference, 4 points behind their arch rivals LAFC. Their record, if you look at it, really not as impressive as LAFC. Only winning 11 games, which is nothing really to frown about. That's actually a really good win streak there. But losing 8 games is where it really, really kills LA Galaxy. They're not really good defensively so far this season, conceding 25 goals and only scoring 27 with a goal difference of 2, whereas LAFC has a goal difference of 36. Now you can see the big differences there in terms of attack and in terms of defense. But where LA Galaxy really shines, and everyone knows this, is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. 12 games so far this season, 11 goals scored and 3 assists. So obviously Zlatan is having a really, really strong campaign again in MLS for LA Galaxy. But the thing is, can he replicate that beautiful game, his debut game against LAFC this season, against a much, much stronger LAFC? At least I'd say a much more compact, much more confident, and they know who they are this season, LAFC. For the most part, in terms of other players so far this season for LA Galaxy, no one else really stands out to me as much as players like Carlos Vela, Diego Rossi, Tyler Miller, and Walker Zimmerman have stood out for me for LAFC so far this season. The only player that really sticks out for Galaxy is really Zlatan. You can go ahead and talk about Sebastian Lletget. David Bingham, I think, has had a pretty decent campaign as well in net for LA Galaxy. Also, possibly Antunes, the Mexican international, who had a really decent Gold Cup. I think he could replicate some good form, help carry that form into his Galaxy role. But other than that, I really don't see anyone really impressing me so far. Roman Alessandrini really having a pretty decent, if not subpar, season so far with LA Galaxy. And if you guys want to talk about my opinion, my prediction as who I think is going to win, based off all the stats I gave you guys here, it's clear that I think LAFC is going to win this game. I'd go ahead and say a 3-1 win for LAFC and get their first win against LA Galaxy ever for the first time in El Trafico. LAFC is going to really carry that big loss they had all last year from LA Galaxy, where they were up 3-0 and then losing 4-3, like I said earlier. They got to remember that and remember to not lose their focus. It doesn't matter if you're up 5-0. LA Galaxy is still a good team, still a team that knows how to play, knows how to hurt you in terms of scoring. Zlatan obviously is no joke. He will score against you if he's given the chance, and he's shown that obviously in the first debut game he's had in MLS. But what I think for you LA Galaxy fans, what you guys really do have going for you is obviously Zlatan Ibrahimovic. David Bingham in goal. Like I say, he's a pretty decent goalkeeper, having a good campaign so far. He's going to be crucial to stopping all those shots from Vela and Rossi. But what I think is the biggest factor is the bragging rights. LA Galaxy obviously not losing yet against LAFC in this derby match. So they're going to have the bragging rights. They're going to have the seniority almost, I'd say. LA Galaxy being the first LA team ahead of LAFC. LAFC, the newcomers, LA Galaxy, the old guard. So why not really show them that, we are the original LA Galaxy. We are the original LA team. We're not going to be pushed around by some newcomers. Doesn't matter how good you are. We're still LA Galaxy. We still are one of the best teams ever in MLS. If Galaxy can keep that momentum, keep that mentality especially, I think they'll be able to defeat LAFC. And another really key factor I'd say is that in a derby match or a big rivalry clash, I think team form, player forms all really go out the window. So everything I really said in this video could be contradicted, because when you're in a derby match, when you're in a big heated rivalry match, all the form that you've carried throughout the season could possibly go out the window, and that does happen in some cases. But, and I feel like I'm flip-flopping here, but I think LAFC still is going to be too much for LA Galaxy. If they can just keep their focus after they score 3 goals, they will go ahead and win their first game in El Trafico. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe down below, hit the like button, because on this channel we really try to grow soccer here in America, try to grow the respect, give it the respect it deserves in this country, because we could be the biggest soccer nation in the world. All we gotta do is start from the bottom, and that's where we're starting. So be sure you subscribe to be part of the change. Let me know your thoughts down below on this video. Did you guys think I was a little too crazy for picking LAFC to defeat LA Galaxy? Let me know who you think is going to win this matchup. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for kicking it with me, and I'll see you next time.